All right, let's get right into it. Because what is happening with artificial intelligence right now, it's moving so unbelievably fast that pretty much everything we think we know about it needs a complete reset. If you've kind of been watching from the sidelines, now is the time to lean in and pay attention.
So I hear this all the time, right? I tried AI and it wasn't that good. And you know what? If you tried it back in 2023 or even early 2024, you were probably right. Those early models, they made stuff up, they were clumsy, they felt a lot more like a toy than a real tool. So yeah, your skepticism was totally justified. But here's the thing. That experience, that mental model you have, it's now dangerously out of date. The gap between what most people think AI can do and what it can actually do today, well, it's become a chasm. And that gap is exactly where careers are going to be won and lost. So we have to reset our expectations, like right now.
So this first part is all about tackling that exact feeling. I tried AI, it sucks. And to really get why that sentiment is so off base now, we need to think back to another time when the world was on the verge of changing. And most of us, we just didn't see it coming.
Just think back to February 2020. The whole pandemic thing. It felt distant, right? Maybe a little overblown. And then, boom. In just a matter of weeks, everything changed. We are in that exact "this seems overblown" phase for AI right now. The ground is shaking under our feet. And honestly, this shift is happening even faster. And see, this change isn't slow and steady. It's happening in these huge, sudden leaps. We can actually point to a specific moment when the entire game changed. Let's call it the February 5th revolution. It was literally a single day when new AI models dropped that made everything that came before them look like a fossil. And this right here shows you the insane new pace. Just a year ago, an AI could code by itself for maybe 30 minutes before it got confused. Then, last summer, Rocketing got one working for 7 hours, and that was seen as this huge breakthrough. While today, the new record is 2 straight weeks of an AI coding completely on its own. This isn't a line going up, it's a rocket taking off.
What we're seeing is what scientists call a phase change. You know, like when water, a liquid, hits a certain temperature and turns into steam, a gas? It's not just more water, it's a fundamentally different thing. The basic rules of what is possible in knowledge work, they have been rewritten.
So what does this phase change actually look like in the real world? Well, it looks like this. 16 AI agents worked together for 2 weeks solid with no human writing a single line of code, and they built a fully functional C compiler. We're talking about over 100,000 lines of incredibly complex code. An Anthropic researcher on the project even said, "I did not expect this to be anywhere near possible so early."
But it's not just about writing code. At the e-commerce giant Rakuten, one AI agent was essentially managing a 50-person engineering team. I mean, it wasn't just helping them. It was closing tickets, assigning new work, and routing tasks all by itself. That's not just coding intelligence, that's organizational management intelligence.
And this might be the most mind-blowing part. Just as a side project, sort of a demo, Anthropic gave an AI some basic tools and told it to look at an open-source project. By itself, it found over 500 severe, previously unknown security bugs, just by thinking about the project's history. This wasn't even the main event. It was just a warm-up.
Okay, so what on earth does a technological jump this massive actually mean for us? You know, for our jobs, our careers? Well, it means that ready or not, our careers are being compressed in 2 really fundamental ways. First, there's what's called the horizontal collapse. Think about all these separate career paths we've built up. Engineer, product manager, marketer, designer. They're all starting to merge. The new meta skill, the one that's going to matter more than anything else, is being able to orchestrate AI agents to do the work, no matter what your job title is.
And the second one is the temporal collapse. That old school idea of a nice, steady 5-year career plan, it's gone. That timeline has been crushed down to months. The skills, the leverage, the opportunities that are going to define the next 5 years of your entire career, they are being created right now by the people who are jumping in today.
So, how do you even navigate this? It feels chaotic, I get it, but there's a really great way to think about it. It's like learning to ride a bike. What happens if you try to go super slow and be cautious? You wobble, you fall over. Stability, weirdly enough, comes from leaning into it and picking up speed.
And this quote right here, it nails the single biggest risk we all face. It's our own ego. It's complacency. The belief that, oh, my job, my industry, it's special, it's immune to this. That's the modern version of trying to balance a bike by keeping your feet on the ground. It just doesn't work.
So, okay, here's your game plan. What you can do starting today. First, use the current paid models. Stop judging the best AI on free old versions. Second, push it on your real hard work, not just asking it dumb questions. 3, have no ego. Just accept that it can do parts of your job better than you can. And finally, number 4, build the habit. 1 hour every single day of just messing with this stuff will put you ahead of 99% of your peers. It's that simple.
And as we start to adapt, we have to understand that the very definition of value in our jobs, in our companies, it's being totally rewritten. The old math just doesn't add up anymore. Just look at this. A really good traditional software company might pull in, say, $300,000 in revenue per employee. AI native companies like Perplexity, they're running at $5 million per employee. They're not just a little bit better, they are playing a completely different game with a different kind of leverage. The old connection between how many people you have and how much you can produce is officially broken. This means the most important question for any leader, for any company, is changing. It's not just how many people do we need anymore. The new question is, what's our agent-to-human ratio? And what does each person need to be amazing at to make that ratio as high as possible?
And if you think the pace of change is fast now, get this. In the release notes for their latest model, OpenAI just casually mentioned that the AI was a key part of creating itself. That creates a crazy feedback loop, right? Smarter AI is now building even smarter AI, which means everything gets even faster. The acceleration is literally built into the system.
So let's just reframe this whole conversation. The old question, will AI take my job? It's obsolete. It completely misses the point. The real question, the one that is going to define your career and your value from this day forward, is this. What is your agent-to-human ratio? And what are you doing right now to get that number up?